So we're at HIMSS talking about patient privacy monitoring and how do we go about ensuring that patient medical records are protected and the healthcare organizations that are entrusted with that data are monitoring for inappropriate use, snooping, identity theft, and things like that. One of the challenges that we face is just the pure volume of accesses that are occurring with electronic medical records today. It might be tens of millions or 20 millions or 30 million accesses per day per organization. And what people don't realize is the number of people involved with accessing each medical record and the complexity of care. Jason here, pharmacist, really understands that complexity and challenges, and as part of the Imprivata team, he's helping us understand what the complexity is with patient care and how we need to adjust our privacy monitoring systems to deal with that. So what do you see in the day-to-day world for access to a medical record?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think the first point you have to really go back to is that we allow everyone to access every chart.
Once they've been authenticated and signed in, perhaps by a single sign-on,
Correct.
Authenticated and signed in, they can access any chart.
Any chart, because you never know what emergency is going to happen, what information you need access to. You can't limit or gate someone's ability to gain access to the chart.
Yeah, my wife's an ER doctor, right? Imagine a shooting victim comes in, right? And she knows potentially a name, could look up past medical history. But if they were to lock the chart and she has to, for example, go down the hall to get permission to access the chart, what harm might that cause to a patient? So we have an open access environment.
Exactly. So that's like the first unique environment variable that we have. But then you apply on top of that the growing complexity of healthcare. The healthcare teams that we have these days are huge. Not only is each care team large, but as that patient transitions from unit to unit, they experience another group of these care teams. So in the ER, you might interact with 17, 20 people that all have a legitimate reason to be contacting your chart. Then you go up to the ICU. Then you go to the medical floor. And each place they go, there's another 20, 50, 100 people who have a real reason. So how can you go through all of those accesses and determine who was doing it for the right reason and who was doing it nefariously?
And to even make it more complicated, there's all the teams be in the back of the hospital, pathologists, lab techs, radiologists you never interact with physically,
yes,
but still have a need to access. And so that makes it even harder to infer and decipher, is this appropriate or not? And so that's one of the things we try to do here at Imprivata and in our patient privacy monitoring system is how do we build tools to allow you to use anomaly detection, machine learning, and other tools to identify high-risk behavior, reduce the false positives that may be alerted on previously, and really pinpoint you to that most high-risk behavior.